I watch that during the fall. That's like one of my cozy movies.
I don't know that, I mentioned this before, I don't know that I have movies that, like, I watch every fall.
Really?
Like,
What about Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, because that one's on TV, and Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Hello there.
Hello?
Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to All of the Movies, the podcast where we discuss all of the movies. My name's Erinn, and I'm your co-host here along with Emily. We've been best friends for more than a decade now, traveled together, lived together, and have always shared a love and enthusiasm for all things movies. A while back, we decided to start recording our movie conversations and create a joint YouTube channel, now podcast, to share with all of you. So thanks for watching or listening, and let's get into this week's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to All of the Movies. I'm Erinn, your co-host here with Emily, and we are bringing you today, for your hearing and viewing pleasure, a fall movie bonanza. First things first, though, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified whenever we drop new content, which is once a week. If you're not watching this on YouTube and are listening to any of the myriad of places where this podcast is streaming, then you can also follow us on all of those platforms as well. Spotify, Google, Apple, they all have the little follow button, and then you'll also be notified whenever a new podcast goes live. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, today we are going to, because it is fall and we're actually halfway through the month of October, we are going to be talking a bit about fall movies and the spooky and the not so spooky, because scary movies make me uncomfortable and Emily loves them. And so that's why there's two of us. We are each other's perfect counterpart, or as Emily likes to call us, a relationship, but platonic, because that's
a platonic relationship.
Platonic relationship. Yeah, so we're going to just kind of go into a little bit of detail on some of the movies that are best viewed when the leaves start to change.
What are you going to do with your leaves?
First they were green and now they're brown.
Anyways.
So as intros go, there was that. And let's get into it.
All right. So I think that fall time, autumn time is probably the best time of the year. I think everyone can quite agree with that pretty much.
Agreed.
Agreed. For the most part. I forgot my P words. Anyways, so we love fall around here, and movies also make us happy. So let's fuse the two and talk about them. Like she said, I like spooky movies. Okay, spooky movies are great. I don't like gory movies, so probably not going to talk about those because
yes, double up on that for me. Same.
No, I like suspense and like scares. Like I want to be scared without the gore. Because gore is just why would I want to look at that?
Gratuitous.
It really is. I mean, some movies do it well. Like
it's the spooky movie sex scene. Sometimes it's just too much.
It's just too much. And then they have to die. No, in the movie, like it's right. Like, have you've seen Scream? I showed you.
I have seen Scream.
Okay, so let's start there.
Let's start there.
That is one movie that I watch every autumn time. It is the best for this season because it's a good laugh. It's a good spooky movie, and I mean, it's
a good movie too.
Yeah,
like I think that's the thing. And this is the way you explained it to me. You're like, you love movies, so you'll love this movie because it like brings movies into the movie.
Right,
and I love when movies do that
without breaking the wall.
Yeah,
like you're still.
I actually kind of hate when movies do that.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of when film breaks the fourth wall. I like to be invited in without being like, no. Excuse me, let me rephrase this. I like to watch a movie without being invited explicitly into the movie.
Right. And so this movie, if you have not seen Scream, highly suggest Scream.
Yep.
It's not too gory. There's blood in it, but it's not ew.
It's not bad.
No. It's got a really great plot twist. It keeps you pretty much guessing through the whole movie. It's lighthearted, but has some really deep notes to it.
It's tense, but it's not like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And the jokes.
It's a whodunit.
and
I mean, at the heart of it, it really
Yeah.
is just a whodunit kind of movie.
It's a who's doing it.
Yeah,
type movie.
that seems like a different type of movie.
Oh no. But speaking of, so in there's a character that works at a movie rental and he's a film buff. And so this character, there's this scene where he's going through like what you shouldn't do in a horror movie in order to survive. And one of them was sex.
Never have sex. Yeah.
Never have sex. You die.
Never have sex.
Drugs and alcohol. You die. And never, ever say you'll be right back.
Yeah.
So good. It has what's his face? Oh my, Matthew Lillard. Right?
Matt Lillard. Yeah.
Matt Lillard.
Who is just, I mean, can we just
so good.
applaud him in that film because he's incredible.
So good in that movie. But yeah, it's a really good time, and it's Wes Craven and like
arguably like the godfather of horror movies.
Yeah.
Mean, not even arguably.
Horror movies.
Yeah, Wes Craven is synonymous with horror. Like that's just it takes me back.
Which is why like Scream and the sequels to it are just really well done. Like the concept behind it is very original. Like the underlying messages to it, if you want to know like the underlying messages to it, it's just good. It's good.
It's good wholesome horror.
Good wholesome. Yes, it is.
You know what? I'm gonna coin that because it really is good wholesome horror.
Yeah. You could watch it with your family. You'll be fine.
You actually you actually could. It's family fun for the whole family. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have nudity in it. Like it's not too bloody. And then so that's a really good fall movie if you're into the spooky. Also, another one that I think is underrated and not a lot of people know about, but is also really good, and it's a Wes Craven movie, is My Soul to Take.
Never saw it.
It's also very well done. The premise
You're gonna hear me saying that a lot in this episode. Yep. Get used to it.
I mean, but the premise of it is there's these children who were born on the same night that a serial killer was killed. So he died, and when he died, his soul got spliced out into these children, and yeah, so it's like reclaiming, but it's good. Again, it doesn't have too much like gore in it. It's very tame in that respect.
Those movies just make me so like, you know this about me. When it comes to scary movies, I'm very like black and white in what I like. Well, actually, when it comes to all movies, I'm pretty black and white when it comes
to see what was
Crimson
that
Peak.
Crimson
I don't want to talk
Peak.
about it. That movie still gives me nightmares whenever I talk about it. I hate you for making me watch that.
That was for my birthday. Yeah.
It was. Ugh. So when it comes to scary movies, if we can coin the term scary movies, you've got horror, you've got thrillers, you've got your paranormal or whatever kind of movies.
Ooh, yeah.
And for me, I love a good thriller. I love a good like a whodunit, even if it goes into the scary movie genre or horror movie genre. I love those. It's when they get into the paranormal or with like the demons and
yeah,
I can't I cannot watch them. I don't enjoy them. The commercials make me nervous. Like if the hair on the back of my neck is standing up in the 90-second trailer, I'm just not going to
No,
watch it.
no go.
It's a no-go. It is a no non-starter. Like it's not going to happen. Crimson Peak, I did For You, and I hated myself the whole time. I watched it through my jacket, like literally
Yeah.
like this the entire
Yeah.
movie, and did not enjoy it at all. It was
Aw.
so bad. It was so bad. But you give
That
me a
was
movie like I Am Legend or World War Z or A Quiet Place. I
ooh,
love that movie. And that's a scary movie. It is not that is not a family watch. It's tense
it's very
the way through,
suspenseful.
but it's incredible. Like
Yeah.
those are the types of scary movies I like.
You like monster movies?
Not always monster. It doesn't always have to be a monster movie. Like I Know What You Did Last Summer, Final
Mm.
Destination. Like I like those movies. Not all the
The
Final
first
Destinations. The last,
two,
yeah,
good.
yeah,
The other ones can go away.
yeah. But give me a thriller. Give me something suspense.
Yeah.
Psycho. I love that movie.
Oh,
I
that's
mean
such a good movie.
those are some fear. Like those movies are great. Um,
If you don't know what Fear is, it has Marky Mark
Open
in
the
it,
door.
Reese Witherspoon, and the guy from CSI.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his name is,
Me
but
either. But yep, he's in it.
but he's the dad, and Mark Wahlberg is so young. He's like what, 20, 21?
Reese Witherspoon. They're both babies.
Oh man, I don't even know if like Reese Witherspoon was technically legal for them to be kissing on stage, but
I don't know.
but yeah, so good movie, disturbing movie. But
Yeah,
again, it
yeah,
doesn't have like gore, like any gore at
yeah.
all. It's just kind of
But it's like a psychological thriller.
yeah.
I love those movies, and sometimes I can't watch those either because again they get into that like other place.
Yeah. What
You
about
know what I mean?
Seven?
Seven's good. That's the one with Brad.
Brad
Isn't
Pitt.
Brad Pitt? Yeah,
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow. What's in the
yeah.
box?
Yeah. Yeah. What's in the bag? Gwyneth Paltrow's head? Yeah. Um that movie that's not the movie that's
No.
Eliza Schlesinger again. But that's the movie with Seven Deadly Sins, right? It's the serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doing the
that's a
Seven
great
Deadly
movie.
Sins. Oh,
I
speaking
love those
of,
movies.
that isn't Seven part of the oh man. It's the one that oh crap. Medea. Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry,
Tyler Perry, he played this character
Alex
recently.
Cross.
Alex Cross. There we go. We finish each other's sentences. Alex
It's that
Cross.
platonic relationship.
Isn't the Seven Deadly? Isn't Seven?
An Alex Cross book? Is that what
Yeah,
you're trying to you're trying to
yeah.
get out? I don't know. It could be.
Okay, because
Sound,
it
sounds
reminds
very
me
Alex Crossy.
Morgan Freeman, and then there's another Morgan Freeman that is Alex Cross, and that is Kiss
Cape
the
Fear?
Girls.
Oh, Kiss the Girls.
Kiss the Girls, which can we just say, let's bring it back to fall movies. I watch that during the fall. That's like one of my cozy movies. It's so good.
I don't know that like I mentioned this before. I don't know that I have movies that like I watch every fall.
Really.
Like
What about Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, because that one's on TV, and Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie, and that's because of my Uncle Mike and my Aunt Cindy. We used to watch it at their house all the time, but not just exclusively in the fall. We did watch it in the fall. Like, I guess this time of year is always kind of bizarre. I don't celebrate Halloween, so it's like, you know what I mean? It just is so the spooky movies are not like leading up to anything. I feel like people who watch spooky movies in the fall, or most people, are watching them like in preparation of Halloween, you know what I mean? Like it gets them in the
Yeah,
mood.
I can see
And
that.
I just have never had that. But I don't really have that with like any season during the year because I also don't celebrate Christmas. So when it comes to the winter time, it's not I'm like, okay, great. National Lampoon's had a vacation and he still got left at home alone. I don't care. Like I those movies have never been like,
Right.
ones that I watch, or even do I have a list of movies that I watch every December? Because again, I feel like the majority of the people who watch or who have season movies are because 'tis the season. They want to get in the,
In the
in the
season,
spirit
yeah.
of the season. Um,
Yeah. No,
so
I
I,
get
I just
that.
don't think I have those types of movie lists. There are movies that I watch every year, Pride and Prejudice being one of them, but
Mm,
I could watch that,
anytime.
anytime.
Yeah. No, I think for me, like, because I don't celebrate Halloween, never have, never will. But for me, like, I do like the more spooky and scary, and I could
Yeah,
watch it at any time.
yeah.
But for me, like, when it gets cooler outside, these are my like cozy movies, which is weird because it's like, why would that be a cozy movie for you? But like, you get in your like little
Oh, look at he got decapitated. Oh,
yeah.
honey.
I don't know. Like I've always been that way. And two, I really like
I can't
tradition.
understand that though, because like you are wrapped up tight
Yeah.
because you have to
It's
be
like
because you're terrified.
protective. It's
Yeah,
like a little
yeah,
protective blanket. It's
yeah.
cozy. It's
With
nice.
hippo, yeah, I get it.
With hippo. Yeah. But as for fall movies, some of them aren't even spooky though. Well, I mean, this one I know you haven't seen these ones, but like Harry Potter, the first one, I like
I was
watching
never
that one
allowed to,
during
so I
this
never got.
time.
Yep.
Because it just kind of, I don't know, like,
Well, you like horror, scarier movies. Like
yeah,
that's always been since I've known you. That's been a genre that that you've always talked about and have a great knowledge in because you've
yeah.
seen a ton of them. And that was never a genre that I ever watched growing up. Maybe the Disney Channel movies or the ABC Family, like Halloween Towns and stuff, because they're always
Mhm.
on TV at this time. But I
Yeah.
never even really watched them. Because I was a big old scaredy cat when I was a little kid. I mean, forget it. So I wouldn't watch them. And as I got older, I just never got a taste for for those types of movies.
Some fall movies, I found like a little infographic that other people said that was on their like fall movie marathons. And some of these actually, most of them are not even scary movies, like Dead Poet Society, you've got Mail. It's more so
These are my kind of movies.
yeah, When Harry Met Sally, I could see that being a very fall time movie. Or
Yeah, because it's literally the fall.
yeah. Um, or like this one, While You Were Sleeping.
Oh,
Like
I love that
those
movie, Sandra
those good,
Bullock.
yeah. Oh man. So
Yeah,
good.
see, those types of movies I would definitely associate with this season because you've got Thanksgiving in the fall. Everybody likes to sleep on it because Halloween's also in the fall. But
Where are
Thanksgiving,
the
the unsung,
Thanksgiving movies?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Are there some?
I have no idea. The only one that I can think of, and I mentioned to you before, is Homeward Bound. Because the last scene is Chance running into the house and he's like, turkey, 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 turkey. And then you can hear him like gobble it up and they're like, no, Chance. So
So one,
and it doesn't
one
have
Thanksgiving movie.
anything to do
I'm
with
trying to think of that.
Thanksgiving.
We were trying to think of this earlier, and I can think of a ton of like Christmas holiday movies,
Yeah.
but no Thanksgiving holiday movies. I think it's time for a petition.
Okay.
Hollywood,
Come on.
what's up? What gives? But yeah, I think maybe you have those like family movies, family oriented, because it is a very family oriented, you know, like
If you're
after
in the
Halloween.
US.
Well, yeah, if you're in the US too. Well, even because it's leading into to the winter and to Christmas, and for those families that do celebrate it, it's a very family time. You start to get cold outside and you spend time inside with the family and football and all of, I bet football movies would make a killing.
Yeah, like Remember the Titans. Beethoven.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh,
There you
yeah,
go. That's a
Beethoven.
Thanksgiving movie. Okay, I see you.
Okay.
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 Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
This is the ultimate Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah. Dan in real life.
That's the whole point of that movie. We talked about that in our last episode. That's Steve Carell
Yeah.
on pancakes.
You've got Mail. Somebody put Knives Out as a perfect fall movie, which I think is
I can get down with
perfect.
that. I
I
can get
could
down
get
with
down with
that.
that. Yeah. Knives Out. That was a really good movie. I think one of
Yeah, it was
Daniel
really smart.
Craig's
Really smart.
best films.
I would agree. I don't think I'm the biggest fan of his, I've decided.
I'm not
I think
either.
we've talked about this before. I definitely don't like him as James Bond. I think he's trash as James Bond, actually. Been very vocal about that and will continue to be because I'm not shy when it comes to those types of things. But I think the more movies I see him in, the less of a fan I am. There are two movies that I like him in, and one is Knives Out, and the other is Cowboys and Aliens
Oh,
with
yeah.
Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
That movie is dope. You know what? Actually, I would put in this like fall movie time would be Independence Day. Now I
What?
know. Let me
I
explain.
watch that every Independence Day.
Right. I know that people would associate Independence Day with Independence Day, but let me just explain to you why it belongs in the fall.
Okay.
And the very simple reason is because I said so. Um, is the reason that it belongs in the fall. No, the reason that it belongs in the fall is because it is one of those movies that just makes you dig down deep and you're rooting hardcore for everybody in the movie to just like live. But it's one of those like it is a cozy movie.
Mm,
You want to be wrapped up on the couch with popcorn and a blanket and just like yeah, like let's go. When he flies into
yeah.
the alien ship,
I'm
I'm
back.
back. Like that's just such an epic movie. And
Yeah.
I would want to watch that one when it's cold outside, when I could have, like a bowl of popcorn with a blanket.
I can see
That's not
that.
something you can do in the summer.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to watch that movie in the summer. Totally going to watch that movie in the summer. Probably on the 4th of July because
Hmm.
America. But I would contest members of the jury that it should also be a fall movie. I rest my case.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, I think fall movies are just movies that are cozy, and they can be about the fall. They can be the spooky ones. They can, be whatever kind is just what you personally feel like you can cozy up to. Most of the time, it's spooky movies for me.
I'm trying to think of movies that I would watch in the fall. But like I said, I don't really have a like season driven, movie calendar. And
Oh, I
maybe
do.
maybe I'm missing something
I
because I
think
feel
you
like
are.
everybody does.
Yeah, I do. Every winter, like once it gets into like November, December, like after Thanksgiving, I watch the first two Die Hards.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch
Those
those
are
around Christmas time.
always end of the year movies with me. And then during the summer, like I said, I watch Independence Day and I watch again Die Hard, the third and fourth one. Those are just like summer
And you've
movies
got
for
this like
me.
whole movie calendar.
Yeah, Lethal
I feel
Weapon
like I'm missing out
in
on
my
this.
summers. Yeah. Yeah. And then every fall I watch Cursed, which is a werewolf movie. And
We
I
talked
use
about it in our last episode a little bit.
Yeah. Has Christina Ricci and Joshua Jackson in it and Jesse
I love Joshua
Eisenberg.
Jackson. He's good.
Yeah,
He's good people.
he's great. But yeah, I have like my whole little calendar list of the movies I watched during each season.
Hmm.
So that's why like some movies I've seen like 50 times. Not that I'm
Yeah.
like 50 years old, but like
You
I
look
watch
great for
it.
your age, by the way. That oil of Olay is really working for you.
I watch it during that season and then I watch it whenever else, but I always make sure to
At
watch it
least watch it
then.
once at that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are movies that I make sure I watch every year. And not even in like a conscious like, oh, it's almost the end of the year. I got to make sure that I get these movies in. It just by happenstance
Mm.
I watch them every year because they're that good and I love them that much. But I have never been one where it's like, ooh, the weather's starting to change or oh, that's not true. That's not true. Every
Oh,
spring, I watch Fever Pitch. Every spring.
see? See? There you go. You have your season movie.
Baseball season starts and I watch Fever Pitch every year. And then in the fall, I watch Miracle
There you go.
every year.
You're just gonna add to your list.
Yeah, I really do think that I need to like start like really thinking about what movies to watch when because they hit different.
They do. They
They
really,
hit
really
different.
do.
Yeah.
They give like a different appreciation, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. Practical Magic is one that I
Oh,
watched
what a
during.
great movie.
Oh, so good.
What a
Sandra
great,
Bullock, Nicole
yeah,
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. Practical Magic is a great movie. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Did you know? I just found this out, but the house in Practical Magic is here in Washington State.
The next time I'm in Washington, we're going.
Yeah. The sad
And if you
thing,
go without me, we're gonna have words.
the
I'll
sad
forgive
thing,
you, but we'll have words.
the sad thing is though that it's just a shell.
Whatever.
It's a shell house, but it's on San Juan Island, which is like I was on San Juan Island like 2 years ago and I had no idea.
That was like last year when
Oh
I
man.
was driving home from the feast. My brother, his now wife, my cousin, and I drove to Park City from Florida. And then we drove back, but we did this like random stop at the Grand Canyon on the way back. So we ended up driving from Arizona all the way to Florida. When we were driving from Arizona, we stopped in Amarillo on the way. Like that's where we stayed the one night. But we got to the Petrified Forest and we were in the gift shop and we were like seeing all of these Route 66 things. And we were all like, what? Why are there so many like keychains and like I've been on Route 66 and whatever. And so I Googled it and sure enough, we were on Route 66
Oh, cool.
and I had no clue. And I was like, well, that is a bummer. But yeah, we didn't even know. So it's like we couldn't even get our kicks. It was such a bummer.
Oh, speaking of
That had
Route
nothing to do with
66.
movies and I'm
No,
sorry.
but I'm gonna bring it right in.
that's
So
what you gotta love her. You gotta love her.
so it was there's an original and a remake, and I think both are good. It's a little bit on the gorier side, but The Hitcher,
I don't think I've
Okay.
ever heard of it or seen it.
the remake has Sean Bean in it, and he's the bad guy.
Oh.
And I hate that he's this type of bad guy because he's, the killer. But they made him really good looking. And I hate that because you're like attracted to this person, but he's an awful person. And you're like, but it's just an actor. It's like this weird thing. But it's
I
a,
feel like you're always attracted to the villain,
especially if it's Sean Bean.
especially if it's Sean Bean. What did you say? He wasn't really all that bad in James Bond,
He wasn't
was he?
that bad.
He wasn't that bad, except for yes.
Right? He's licking someone's face without their consent. Perv. Um,
That's like the least bad thing he did in the entire movie, too. That's just not woke. He literally was trying to take over the world and killing anyone who stood in his way. Man's
What?
got to do what a man's got to do.
Exactly. Freaking 007 always one-upping him. Could you imagine living in the shadow of 007? It can lead you to do
Especially if it was Pierce
crazy
Brosnan.
things.
Oh, man.
Oh, speaking of GoldenEye, that's a perfect fall movie.
Ooh, agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
perfect fall movie. I don't know why, but I feel like that would be a really good fall
Agreed.
movie.
I totally agree. You know what other movie? Now that we're thinking, okay, so let's move right along into movies that may not be fall movies, but
Could be.
they're going to be fall movies now. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Never seen it.
And that's the end of our episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time, if I can ever forgive Emily for that.
Oh, come on. I've seen Mamma Mia. That's got to make up for
Also,
something.
maybe a fall movie.
And has Pierce Brosnan in it.
And has Pierce Brosnan in it. And we're right back to 007.
I love circles.
Yeah, so Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, also Grease. So there's that connection too. But it's not a fall movie at all. Like, it doesn't happen in the fall. But it's got a very cozy, and again, we've decided that that is a like stipulation of a fall movie, is one that makes you feel cozy and just kind of warm. It's got that feel to it, and it's a movie that's suitable for the youngins. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time. I couldn't tell you if it holds up or not. Anybody who's ever seen Gilmore Girls will probably enjoy it, because Alexis Bledel basically plays Rory Gilmore in it.
Tuck Everlasting?
Tuck Everlasting.
Sorry, that just popped into my head because of her. Talk about Take Me Back, because I think that was the first movie I ever watched in school. Because like I was homeschooled until 3rd grade, and then like I don't know, the places I went didn't really show movies, and so when I finally watched a movie, it was Tuck Everlasting. That was like in
You just
7th
made
grade.
yourself sound so Amish. I never even saw TV until I was almost 16 years old. I'm not making fun of the Amish culture. That sounded so terrible.
On my Rumspringa.
Rumspringa.
Thanks, you know what that reminds me? Oh my word, I was just about to say that. Talk about like autumn time TV shows. Let's throw that in there. Bones is a pretty like cozy.
Bones is very
thing.
cozy.
The one that I think of though, the episode, is where they go out in like the middle of nowhere, in this like middle of nowhere place, and and all of like the head people are
you can
hitting.
Google that. It's middle of nowhere, USA.
Yes, there's
Zip
a place
code
called
401.
Anyways,
it's 404.
And it's the one where they like uncover the freezer, and Booth is like, I hope that's not human meat, but it's bear. And then and like the little, I'm not explaining this very well, but it's the doctor. It's the doctor who ends up being the bad guy. And he's like biting people, and they're like in the bar, and Bones is dancing, getting switched around, dancing with them because they're all like infatuated with her a little bit. It's a cannibal. Cool. You haven't seen that episode?
Good story. I probably have. I've seen all the Bones episodes, I think, at least once, but I don't remember that episode.
That episode in particular is a very good fall watch.
Cool.
I'll link it down below.
Yeah. If I don't know how any of you couldn't get that based on the amazing synopsis that she just gave you.
Right.
But if you're still wondering what she was talking about, then yeah, Emily's gonna link that in the description.
Have you ever seen Fantastic Mr. Fox?
No.
I have not either. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's the one with the creepy little fox puppets.
No.
Yeah. I remember seeing, it's a Wes Anderson film, so, you know. Um,
Definitely no. Everything you're saying is making me less and less excited about this
yeah.
conversation.
What about Mystic Pizza?
Ooh, good movie.
I've never seen it, but I know you
Mona
have.
Lisa Smile. That's a fall movie.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a fall movie. Mona Lisa Smile. That is a great fall movie.
What about
School
Silence
Ties.
of the Lambs?
Silence of the Lambs is a good fall movie because it's scary. So
Yeah.
it absolutely has to be in that category for sure.
Oh, you've got to see, or you have had to see this, right? Twitches.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I totally forgot about
Yeah,
Twitches.
yeah. I've seen
Oh man.
Twitches.
Yeah. Oh, have you
Teen
seen
Witches. Yep.
Twin Witches?
Twin witches. They were also tweens, weren't they?
Well, yeah.
Twin witches. Wow. That hurt my head.
Whoa.
Because twin is what I meant, but it came out tween, but they were tweens, so it
They
was
are
right.
tweens. Oh, you know what? One that pops into my head, Made in Manhattan with Jennifer Lopez.
Oh.
I feel like that could be a fall movie.
See, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to movies and seasons, don't just go by the infographic, guys. Like,
Yeah.
create your own seasonal movies.
Yeah.
Because we've listed some tonight that I think could absolutely hold up against a fall movie.
Yeah. I would agree.
So, break outside. Think outside the bun, as Taco Bell likes to say.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
No.
Although
Crunch
Taco
Wrap
Bell.
Supreme.
Shrimp Supreme. Oh man. That's gonna be out there forever now.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that if I could give you like my greatest advice as a co-host of all of the movies, it would be in the fall this year, make your own list of seasonal movies and watch those.
And share
Then
them
watch.
with us.
Yeah, and then let us know which ones those are in the comments. Because I apparently have a lot of research to do and like to get on this whole train of everybody watching movies in specific season because I don't do that right now and I feel very left out. But if I could say this year, like hashtag 2020, it's already been weird, so let's just keep it going and make your own list of fall movies and then go watch the ones that everyone says you have to watch.
I agree. I think this episode has just been like a collaboration of brainstorming of fall
Yeah,
movies.
it's been an
Not really
eye-opener for me, I think.
fall movies. What? I can't believe. Sorry, I my brain works in such a
You
weird
just
way.
had like an out-of-body experience.
Oh my word. So when I said brain, my brain like went through this thinking process.
It did what brains do.
I'm sorry, but anyways,
Really, if you think about it, friends are in a relationship. It's just platonic.
No, but young Frankenstein. Because Frankenstein needed bodies, parts, and a brain.
Yeah.
So as soon as I said brain, my epiphany. Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
And you
absolutely
haven't seen it, watch it.
Absolutely.
Gene Wilder is awesome.
Absolutely.
It's probably
thank you, doctor.
some big knockers you have.
That's some big knockers you had. Yeah.
Oh,
Any of the Mel
man.
Brooks movies are golden.
One little gem, I don't think you've seen it yet, but I keep recommending it and I will always recommend it because it is so funny. But everything you wanted to know about sex, but we're too afraid to ask.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it yet. You do.
Gene Wilder is in it. But it's like these little short stories. And they're each plotted after questions things you always wanted to know about sex, but were too afraid to ask. And one of them is bestiality. and like some
Oh
other
my
ones.
goodness.
And Gene Wilder is the main person in the bestiality one. He's a shrink, and this farmer comes in and he has a
Old
problem
McDonald.
with loving no, with loving his lamb. And he's like, there's something wrong with this man. And then he's like, well, maybe if I saw the lamb, I could see what all of this was about. Because the farmer is like, I just love my lamb and everything. And so he brings in his lamb. And and Gene Wilder as the shrink, he's just like, I think you should leave her for a couple of days for research. I got to see what's so special about this lamb. And then like the next couple of scenes, you see the lamb in lingerie
Oh my goodness.
in the bed with Gene Wilder. I mean, Gene Wilder is just like under the covers laying there. Um, and then the lamb is like standing on the bed in like lingerie, and the police come in, and Gene Wilder is like, it's not what it looks like and everything. It's so funny. Like it's not in any way like gross or like
Yeah, like actual
pornographic or,
bestiality. Like nothing
it's
that PETA
just
would have a field day with.
no, it's just this like lamb just sitting there in lingerie, and it goes.
No lambs
It's,
were harmed in the making of this film.
it's so funny,
Oh my
oh
goodness. That's very
man,
Mel Brooks.
you
Very
know
Mel
what?
Brooks.
I think, and to like wrap this episode up because it's probably been a pretty decent amount. One of our next episodes, sometime soon, has to be a live watch,
Oh yeah.
like a reaction to it.
Yeah, like an
Um,
actual we talked about this a while ago, and you guys can like let us know if that's something that you would like to see.
yeah,
But basically we give a live audio commentary almost of a film while
yeah,
we're watching it. Back in the day, which
mhm,
I hate saying, but back in the day, they on your DVD used to have a audio commentary where they would have like the director or one or two of the actors or
mhm,
multiple people. They used to do it on TV shows too, but where they would watch the movie as you were watching it and just give their audio commentary, and it was like little
yeah.
background tidbits that were happening in specific scenes and stuff, and I always loved that.
I love watching those kind of videos.
I do
And
too.
so I feel like it would be really fun to do that type of video with you, Erin. Um, yeah,
I'm in.
I think it
I'm
would just be really
in.
fun. So
Yeah, I'm
we
down.
might do some special YouTube type ones that you can watch.
That we could feature on YouTube. If again, that's something that you guys at home watching or at work listening or whatever would like to see, because
Yeah.
we do this for you as much as we do for ourselves. I mean, yeah, we love geeking out, but it's always really nice when you enjoy the content that we're putting out there. Because that's the whole point of putting it out there. Otherwise, we would just sit on the phone for a few hours talking about movies every week, which I
Right.
would be totally down for.
We
Um,
still do.
yeah, I think that's a definitely an episode we should do in the near future.
All right, Erin, take us
But
out.
for
I think
now,
that's a wrap.
yeah, this was our fall movie bonanza and takeaways for you guys at home.
Mm-hmm.
Watch your own list of fall movies and then go watch what everybody else tells you to watch, because you know what, movies are in the eye of the beholder, and
That's so true.
that is profoundly a true thing. And until next time, you can hit the subscribe button on YouTube. You can check off the bell so you're notified whenever we drop new content, which again is at least once a week. And we're trying very hard to stick to Mondays because it is Movie Monday after all. We are available for streaming on all of the major places where your podcasts stream. And check us out on Instagram at All of the Movies. And if you have to also check us out on Twitter, you can, even though we're never there.
Yep. It'll be like
Definitely
birds
Instagram.
chirping.
Right.
Get it? Because it's
Get it? Because it's Twitter. That's funny. Yeah. Maybe if a lot of people go on Twitter, then we'll have to start posting stuff on Twitter.
Yep.
That'll do it.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Do you want me to play the thing again or no?
I mean, whatever gets you in the mood.
Let's just go. Let's just move on. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm sorry. I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah. Perf.
All right, that is a wrap for this week's episode of All of the Movies. Both Erinn and myself are really excited to create and share these discussions, but more importantly, have you guys join in on the conversation. So make sure to subscribe to the channel on YouTube or wherever you stream your podcasts and enable those notifications so you never miss a new episode. Of course, you can connect with us on Instagram at All of the Movies. And don't be shy, we love reading and engaging with fellow movie lovers in the comments down below. We'll catch you next time.